Fan Confessions with Lady Madai.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Choice Radio.
34 minutes past 5 p.m. That right there was Tupac Shakur with the song Dear Mama, playing right here on the Choice Drive with me, Lady Madai. It's about time for Fan Confession, my favorite segment of the show. And today we have a fan confession from a young man who says, "Hi, Lady Madai. I decided to date since I've been single for a while. I met this lady up country. My family and I had gone for a burial, and fast forward, later that evening after the burial, my cousins and I decided to go for a drink and then come back home. In due process, I met a very beautiful lady in the same restaurant that we were in. We exchanged numbers, and since that day, we've been going for dates. Until one day I decided to post her on my WhatsApp story, and guess what? My uncle immediately called me and asked me, "What are you doing with your cousin?" I have never felt so embarrassed in my life. I called my so-called girlfriend and she couldn't believe it either. We had to break things off, and from that day I realized, it's good to know all of your cousins. Damn. Well, that's very unfortunate. I'm sorry that happened to you. But, you can never really get to know all of your relatives, especially your second and third cousins. Those cousins who are, your aunties, cousins, daughter or son. You can never know every single person. You can try and, draw your family tree. But what I suggest, and this is what I personally do, I try to stay very clear when I meet someone, somebody who comes from the same shags that I come from. For example, my shags is Nyeri. Anybody who tells me they come from Nyeri, apo tunanzianga with a who's your father, who's your mother, who's your this, who's your that. Because you never know. You can always meet anybody not knowing very well, because maybe you never got to be introduced to this person as your cousin. Now, if you're like me, please always date from different ethnic groups. Because now, I find it very difficult to date somebody who's from the mountain area like myself. And I always opt to go for somebody who's on the extreme opposite side, where it's going to be a bit, hard for you to figure out that you're related, or even to even be related in the first place. But if you're out there, please just make sure you do your due diligence. Go and find out who the person's relatives are before it's too late and you find yourself in a situation where you have already gotten intimate and whatnot, and then you find out, oh my God, that was my cousin. So sorry to you, young man, but don't worry, you'll find someone for yourself. Have you ever been caught up in this situation? Let me know. 07008778777.
Fan Confessions with Lady Madai.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Choice Radio.